Dimitri from dimitristravelandtips, and I'm here today to finish the three-part series for my Mexico City trip with Couchsurfing, the Couch Crash 2022. Now this one is going to be a little shorter, I think, but it's no less amazing. And this is going to give you some good tidbits about things you might not be able to figure out on your own. So, now we're on to the last day. So, for Sunday, we were going to the Xochimilco Floating Gardens. And if you're thinking to yourself, Xochimilco, what the hell is Xochimilco? It's this. Xochimilco. So, the X is pronounced sometimes in Spanish with sort of an S sound. I don't know enough about Spanish to explain why, but that's just how it is. So this is the place you're trying to get to. Now this place is advertised on all kinds of blogs and vlogs about great parties and drinking and good times and all this stuff. And it is. But maybe something that they fail to mention sometimes is that you kind of need to have a group for this. Sure, you can do this on your own, but it would be pretty boring because these are pretty big boats. They're like floating pontoons with roofs on them. They're painted and have all kinds of funky names and stuff. They're great, but it would be kind of weird if you went by yourself. Now, to get to them, it's a little complicated using public transportation, but you can get there using the train and buses and all that kind of stuff. Or if you want to keep things simple, I'm sure you can hire a tour that will take you there. Maybe you can party with the tour people. But again, I do recommend going with a group. If you decide to drive, it's very easy. It just takes about, I'm going to say about 30 or 40 minutes by car, assuming that there's no crazy Mexico City traffic. So you get there, and then what? Well, then you have to make a reservation, or rather, let them know that you're there for your reservation. Highly recommended to make a reservation, guys. And then they're going to start preparing the boats and things. Now for us, we had about 8 or 10 boats, so it took a really long time to organize and put together. But as you can see here in this video clip, there's a lot of boats available, so I wouldn't worry about there not being boats. And if you're just using one, I'm sure it could be ready in 5 or 10 minutes. But just in case there is a wait, there's lots of amazing restaurants, very local style stuff, and a variety of foods as well, very cheap. Now, for these floating boats, these pontoons of amazingness, the main draw for most people is to drink. It's a drunk party boat, basically. You can bring your own alcohol. We did. I think you have to pay some kind of fee, maybe. It's very, very small, whatever it is. And then, in addition, you can have music. Now, to get the music, you have to then pay another little fee to get a speaker on the boat. Now, it's a big speaker. It blasts music, guys, okay? So, you don't worry about needing to. Then you have your little pontoon guy with the big rowing stick, you know what I mean? Pushes you around the river, and you pay for it by the hour, I believe. But, you know, I'm mentioning all these fees and extra things and pay by the hour, blah, blah, blah. It's not expensive, guys. It's a great, great value. I think the hardest thing is honestly getting there. And then it's just so easy and simple. Now, we floated around for about 3 hours, stopping at some spots. There's, of course, no toilets on the boat. But if you just ask them, then they row over to a spot that has some facilities. They use the bathrooms. Sometimes you'll have places with big trampolines and other things to do, big parks. It's all just such a great experience. You could spend the whole day out there if you wanted to, or if you have a family, you could easily turn this into a family outing instead of a drunken party time, you know. It all depends what you want to make out of it. Families in Mexico a lot of times go on these boats in Xochimilco. But anyway, moving on. I would highly recommend to wear hats, bring like some sun jackets or something, sunscreen, especially if you're sensitive, because there's not a ton of shade, and if you're drinking and partying, you're going to get dehydrated, you're going to get burned really easy, okay? Mexico's a hot place, most of the time anyway. So, now we're moving on to what did we do afterwards? We all got drunk. Here are some videos of us drinking, partying, having a great time.
Es hora de comenzar el juego.
Okay, so as you can see, it was very crazy. This couch crash event was insane, and there was just so many people. It was like we made the party basically there. But now we're finished with the party boat, and now we're gonna get to our little private island. Now, this island is not something that people typically do or reserve. So we went there for camping, so we stayed the night there. You want to definitely have someone who speaks Spanish, or you need to be fluent in Spanish to probably finagle and haggle with the owners, the people running the business, to negotiate a price. I don't know how much it was because I wasn't a part of that whole thing. I was just there to enjoy it. So, definitely brush up on your Spanish or find a friend, and you can speak to someone and talk about camping there. I don't think it was too much money because the whole thing was, I think, per person, I believe it was less than $30. So, I mean, you're talking great value here. Anywho, now we got onto the spa, we're camping, setting up our tents and all that stuff. Of course, we bring more drinks. There's a little barn area, there's a field, there's some little parks over in the other area. And of course you have the little river that you can see and relax and watch if you want to. And then the night descends. Ooh. Then we continue partying. There was some music, dancing, all kinds of fun stuff. I don't have too much photos and videos from here because, I mean, guys, we were partying all day, all night. It was insane. So I really didn't want to take my camera out at that time. And I honestly had forgotten about it also. But it was a good time. Then next morning, wake up and kind of do some stretching, some yoga, drink some water, eat some breakfast, you know, all the good stuff you do after a wild night.
Hola.
And eventually you you see the guys come over with their boats. They come pick you up, take all your stuff, and then you need to arrange yourself how you're going to get back, whether it's a taxi, a bus, you're with your tour, you know, your friend is picking you up, whatever, because there's not a whole lot of options around this area, okay? And this is the other thing I'm going to mention. So these boats, they can take water in them. It's not like wet everywhere, but you can see some pools and streams of water, especially if you have a lot of people or heavy people. When they're rowing, it can come in, and then it's kind of angled in this kind of crazy way, you know? So the water, when it comes in, it just pools in the middle. So you want to have a place to store your luggage, or have waterproof luggage. You know, whatever you bring, just be aware it could get wet, and if that's the case and you're worried about it, put it on a seat, someplace safe. And then of course, when you're camping, if it rains, you need to have some kind of waterproof stuff for all of that. But anyway, guys, we went back, we had some food, of course, and then the rest of the event, I was there until Wednesday, because of course this was the Sunday, but I was pretty tired after all of these things every day, every night, so I pretty much took it easy and just hung out with my Couchsurfing hosts. We went and got some little dinners, had some little drinks and things like that, but mostly kept it low-key. And this is the end of the Couchsurfing event. My next video is going to be a final Couchsurfing video that's just encompassing why host surfers in the first place, because that is, guys, the #1 question I get. Why do they do it? And after that, we're going to move to either South Korea or US road trip. If you guys are interested in deciding which way I go, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this series. I put a lot of work and effort into it, and I really wanted to show and let shine Couchsurfing and how amazing it can be. But anyway, guys, talk to you next time. Bye.